morning from Disney's Animal Kingdom. Admittedly, I have not been here in a long time. An embarrassing amount of months have gone by since my last visit to Animal Kingdom. I'm here to have some breakfast because the park just opened. This is the earliest Disney park that opens in the morning. And I want to go over to, as of right now, Dinoland, USA, soon to be Pueblo Esperanza. I want to go to the Boneyard because that closes in a couple weeks. And then I just want to ride some rides. I just want to go to Animal Kingdom. Unfortunately, it's my least favorite Disney park, so I go here the least often, but it is the most beautiful and the best themed. It's not my favorite park, but to be fair, that's like saying my least favorite flavor of ice cream when all ice cream is delicious. So humid, my lenses keep fogging up, but I do wonder if or when they're going to be replacing these at the park entrance, the Triceratops and the Dragon. And then I have never noticed or paid attention to this mural on the ticket booths. These are beautiful. All right, I'm inside the park, and I think I'm going to get breakfast first and then go over to the Boneyard. I could keep going that way into the park, but I want to go across the bridge over here in the Oasis. And then I should go to the Boneyard first, just because that opens up relatively soon. It opens up an hour after the park opens, and I wanted to try to explore without there being a bunch of kids and families. And there's my last time gallivanting through the Boneyard. So I'm heading over to Dinoland, USA. There's also something else that I really wanted to see over in Dinoland, which is particularly relevant after having just gone to Chicago. Every time I come to Animal Kingdom, I always get the same breakfast sandwich, the egg and cheese guava pancake sandwich. I'm going to get something different today. I'm going to Yak and Yeti, which that's going to be over in Asia, but I'm going to Dinoland first. And then it'd be cool to ride some rides. I haven't come to Animal Kingdom in such a long time. And again, this is going to be my last time walking around the Boneyard before it closes in just a couple weeks. What if they're going to be closing off this entire area and like the only access to Dinosaur will be over here from Asia? The Olden Gate Bridge. This fossil gateway is composed of the largest bones of a Brachiosaurus, one of the largest creatures that ever walked the earth. It stands 52 feet tall and more than 80 feet long. A peaceful plant eater, the Brachiosaurus's enormous neck allowed it to browse amid the upper branches of prehistoric forests. This replica fossil is cast from the bones discovered in Colorado in 1900. The original is now in the Field Museum in Chicago. What? Did I see this? I might have walked underneath this in the Field Museum. To get a closer look at this astounding giant, visit the Boneyard, our working dinosaur dig site. So the dinosaur that I walked underneath in the Field Museum was a Titanosaur. I don't know if that's the same thing. Looks like the dig site opened up a few minutes early, but look how quiet it is in here. This is my final opportunity to walk around and explore. This is so cool. This is always just so busy with children and families, as it should be, but I don't want to be that guy. I don't know what that was. Oh, someone's coming down the slide. Sounded like a dinosaur. I don't want to be that guy that walks around and films kids in a playground, you know? All right, so I'm just going to go up here and come down the slide. This is cool. This playground is for kids and families, of course, but just to be able to walk around one more time before I'm not able to. So some parts of the playground are not open yet, I think, but somebody did just come down this slide, so I have to find a different method of getting up there. Yeah, the ropes are closed off, so I'm taking the stairs. I don't know if it's because it just opened or it torrentially downpoured recently. I can go across this bridge, but over here, this rope bridge is closed off too. I just need to pay attention to this stuff. This is the stuff that I just walked past. Just the fossils, the bones, because this is an archaeological dig site. Okay, but I guess I'm going down the slide over here. Good to go? Okay. Thank you. Ugh. This is squeaking really bad. Come on. This is definitely wet. Oh no, my phone! That was loud. Oh my god. Ow. So that was fun. A little bit painful. Nice little chiropractic start to the morning. Oh, this is interesting. The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is the mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, the first animal excavated on this site. These vast monsters once lumbered across the primeval landscape of America. A cold-blooded creature of this bulk could not possibly have hunted and must have been a scavenger. Lacking strong arms, Tyrannosaurus used its tail to help support its huge mass. this theory is older than this sign. Go to replace it before we embarrass ourselves. Interesting. And here's the Tyrannosaurus, which I'm going to see another Tyrannosaurus fossil over by Dinosaur in a little bit. So that says the Tyrannosaurus could have not possibly hunted, but then this says it probably scavenged as well as hunted. So there's some contradictory information, which I'm sure is pretty prevalent in the archaeology, paleontology fields, which this is also cool. There are like handwritten notes here amongst the archaeological team, or like doctors or interns. This is cool. I like this a lot. I'm gonna go underneath the Tyrannosaurus now, which this has been closed off a couple times whenever I've come here before. Behind the Tyrannosaurus. Cool. This is one of those like places that I'm not going to say that I'm going to miss, because I just never came in here compared to other like themed play areas at Disney World, but I'm going to miss this area. I'm going to miss play areas. There are a ton of signs with information on the dig site. I'm not going to read them all verbatim, but just to sort of quickly scan across them. This is about the Triceratops, which is right here. This is about trackways, which I've never noticed this before, but so these are the tracks on the ground, and this is the explanation for these tracks, presuming that this is a chase from a sauropod and a theropod, but it might not be a chase at all, because one set may have followed the other by hours. Like, this is just very interesting, just the fossilized footprints of dinosaurs and just giving theme to that in this play area. And that's what I'm going to miss about this particular play area, is just this sort of information. This is like a very acute attention to detail, definitely. And then there are fossils all over the ground over here. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Coming here this early, it is so quiet in the Boneyard. So these fossils here are in a fossil matrix, which is presumably a herd. This herd must have perished in some huge cataclysm. Could this be evidence of the asteroid impact? Surely this is some evidence of mass extinction. And a fossil matrix is a jumble of fossilized bones, soil, stone, and other remains. Fossils are often found this way. This massive matrix wall contains the fossilized bones of a large herd of hadrosaurs. These duck-billed dinosaurs were one of the most common kind of dinosaurs. Something else that I think is interesting is just pointing out and being conscious of assumptions. How can you tell this is a herd? Who says they all died at once? Who says they even died here? Just being aware of those inaccuracies and presumptions scientifically, I think it's just really smart. I'm trying to step on these to see if they make a noise. There we go. So this is sort of like Camp Jurassic. So this fossil matrix was sort of over here in the back of the play area. I'm gonna go down these slides, I think. Maybe I'll go over here, actually, through this tunnel. I'm trying to take advantage of this while I can. Just again, before it gets too busy. That little cave exits over by the Triceratops. In this sand-submerged vehicle. Plaster wrapping bones. I realized how much of a debate was happening in the Boneyard, whether or not these fossils were found on a beach or a sand dune. The materials of foil, burlap, and plaster. Bone being prepared, bones are created and shipped to the Institute. This is really cool. I'm not going to be going down these little slides over here, but these were for the little archaeologists. So these are the Triceratops from the sign over on the other side. And then this is a hadrosaur. How cool. And then I could have come out of the cave right here, but that's sort of a narrow squeeze. Their bones here, just sort of going around this rock formation, just around the net. I don't think that there's any sign, as far as I know. It's still so quiet, and I love it so much. Never really had this opportunity before to do this, so I'm not going to be going down every slide, and I do want to go over to the dig site in a minute, but I think I'm going to go down these. So I'm heading back up the stairs to cross over there. The nets are still closed off. I'm sure there's a reason for it, but it's a bummer. But I have been able to climb these before. So there are a couple slides that I want to do over here, and then probably over to the dig site, because it's getting a little bit busy in the Boneyard. Busy in that there's just more than one family in here with me right now. So there are 3 slides over here, and this, wow, there's a lot going on over here. So I'm trying to figure out what this is. This seems like a break space for the archaeologists. There are chairs. and coolers in here. So this is a fossil recovery chart categorizing species, location, common name, and characteristics of fossils found in the dig site. And this is very obviously a break space for the archaeologists working the dig site. There's some tools there. They have radios. There's pots and pans. A dartboard. So there are 3 slides up here, and I think I'm just going to go down one of them just because I do want to go over to the dig site and then still have time to go get some food for breakfast. There goes my phone again. Come on, phone. Here I go. This is why this area is for kids. Ouch. Ugh. You know what, I lied. I'm gonna do them all because I'm here right now and I will never be here again. The past multiple times that I've come here too, at least 1 or 2 of these has been closed. Ugh. They're all a little bit different too. That one was a little bit more successful. All right, one more slide and then over to the dig site. It's crazy that this entire area is going to be closed. And there's going to be like a carousel somewhere, I think, over here. This is my final slide. As my knees crack and I lose my phone again. Oh no, this one twists. I don't know if I like that. This one, I hated it. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm good on the slides. You know, that hurt. I don't like the soundtrack in Dino Land. I'll talk about that in a second, but I do need to focus more on this. This is what I came here to actually look at, and even if I don't read it, just that I can, again, just sort of like pan across it. The rocks in this area preserve an excellent and puzzling example of the layers of the rock that make up Dino Land. We call these layers strata. Strata contain many clues to the prehistoric environment: soil type, sand, gravel, silt, plant fossils, pollen, leaves, roots, evidence of weather, fossil raindrops, salts, fossil drought markings, cracking, and small animal remains, insects, and shells. That's cool. There's also some archaeological stuff in here, some tools. So I think that this is the Pachycephalosaurus, phonetically trying to pronounce that. This fossil needs to be crated up and moved out of here. The museum is waiting for it. I love like the little letters that the doctors and interns just leave to each other just on these posters. It's just so interesting. But yeah, that's what this is. Just right here in the middle of the boneyard. But now I'm gonna go, I guess, to the dig site. I could do these slides. This one I totally slammed into the side of that crash pad, so I think I'm okay doing these. I think I'm all right on slides in Dino Land. So yeah, I'm going over to the dig site and then going to get some breakfast. Yeah, it's getting a lot busier now, so I want to try to film what I can and go ahead and leave. Something else that I think is cool is that they do have like picnic tables in here. This is my last time walking underneath the Brachiosaurus over to the dig site. There's the view of tropical Americas. Wow, Dino Land is just obliterated, isn't it? That is pretty intense. So this is the dig site over here where kids can pretty much uncover fossils in the sand. See, I never noticed this said Mickey. And out of a fan and hard hats, there's so much archaeological stuff in here that's sort of hard to focus on for excavation. There's different brushes and tools and ropes and shovels. And there's the Dino Institute logo right there, which the Dino Institute pretty much ties the entire theme of Dino Land together. But this is the dig site with a bunch of shovels and pails and little brushes too, uncovering a dinosaur skeleton. Fossilized remains of a mammoth, I guess. How cool is this? And the sand is an interesting texture. Even the water fountains are very interestingly themed here from these coolers. And here's the specifics about that particular fossil. This is not a dinosaur. This is a mammoth that perished 10,000 years ago, over 64 million years after the last dinosaur. That is incredible. And this is really interesting. we can deduce from the fossil a spear tip, a saber-toothed fang mark. And then again, they just have these little notes to each other. All right, but I'm heading out of the dig site now. It's starting to get busy, definitely, in both the boneyard and the dig site. But I got to see so much of what I was hoping to, really just trying to see as much as I could of all the different just pictures of information that they post all over the place here. I never realized how much information the bulletin boards have here, but way over there is Pueblo Esperanza, the Tropical Americas, the new project for Dinoland USA. And this is closing September 1st, I'm pretty sure. So pretty much this entire area will be defunct, and all that will remain of Dinoland is Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus. It is possible that I may have missed a bulletin board of information somewhere in the boneyard or the dig site, but I'm glad I got to see what I did, and I need to go get breakfast now. I have like 15 minutes. So I said that I wouldn't do another slide, but this will get me down a little bit quicker than going down the stairs. I just don't want to crash into the crash pad. Drop my phone again. Oh my God. I'm going slow on purpose this time. I'm good. All right, I'm heading out of the boneyard for the last time before it closes in about 2 weeks, and heading over to Asia to get some breakfast at Yak and Yeti. Goodbye, boneyard. See, there's all this stuff outside too. All this excavation stuff. I probably should have read the information board. The Dino Institute welcomes you. You are about to enter an active dinosaur dig site. The Dino Institute has opened this site for your enjoyment and to inspire children of all ages and me to learn more about the mysterious world of the dinosaurs. The first dinosaur fossil was discovered here in 1947. Since then, dinosaur professionals, paleontologists, who I've been calling archaeologists because Indiana Jones, I guess, have been excavating evidence of prehistoric life that existed in this location over the eons. And then this is a map of the area. There's the dig sites and the Tyrannosaurus, the Triceratops, the mass extinction site. I don't know, paleontologists, archaeologists, they sort of work together, right? In some sense. It's right at the slides up there. So that's where the mammoth skull was, I guess, on the very top of that. It's really interesting. All right, well, I'm leaving the boneyard, fossil fun site now, and going to Yak and Yeti, where I'm going to get a breakfast bowl. Pretty sure that trilobites is also sticking around for a little bit. Something that I never noticed is that the dig site is actually right here because there was water behind the dig site. So then I get across this bridge here. There's Kevin. Whoa, that was pretty cool. Yak and Yeti is over here in Asia. So Better Zoogether should be opening up later on this year. I hope it's a quick turnaround, and I really hope that it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be hard to just replicate the nostalgia that I have for Tough to Be a Bug. Drink Walla is where I would usually get my breakfast sandwich, but Yak and Yeti is just right there. It's tempting, but not today. See, Yak and Yeti is right here. All right, I got my breakfast just in time, and I'm gonna go eat it over here. See, I never eat over here, and there's a water fountain. That is Cali River Rapids. I did order around the corner, and I was sitting over here next to the water fountain, but it is just too hot, so I moved into the shade. But this is what I got for breakfast, the bacon breakfast bowl, which is bacon, scrambled eggs, cheddar, breakfast potatoes, and peppers and onions, and then I also got the hash brown bites, and then I got a yoo-hoo that I brought from home. Fried theme park food, chocolate milk, and Florida heat and humidity. Trust me, what could go wrong? That's our set over there, and here's the water fountain. A lot of people have thrown coins in here to make wishes. So what I'm going to do now is ride Cali River Rapids. It's only a 25-minute wait. That is the little platform over there. I could hear these monkeys while I was eating breakfast. I haven't ridden Cali River Rapids in a long time, so I thought I'd do it. I'm over here. I was trying to wait to see if I could see anybody going by, but I guess not. This is pretty much where the line ended, which is not terrible. Anything less than a 30-minute wait, I'll do it. So you talk about Animal Kingdom being my least favorite park, and then I get in a queue like this, or Everest, and I feel ridiculous for having that opinion. I haven't ridden this in sort of a while, but this has always been one of my favorite little things in a Disney queue, this little mask. The one is moving pretty quickly though, so I'm happy about that. Look at all of these water fountains. I don't know, Animal Kingdom, you are pretty cool. I do have to go to work today, so I'm probably going to do this and then head over to Everest, and then I do want to go over to Dinosaur. This is the post-merge room. And the line is starting to move very fast, but there is an overwhelming amount of stuff to look at in here. Like, this is incredible. I have no idea what to look at all. All right, this is pretty much going to be what it was posted. Almost there. God, just this queue is worth just getting in line for. Just to look at all of this. I've never noticed this, like, mural here, which you can't see. That's what we're about to be riding. Alright, I'm going to switch over to my phone, I guess. I shouldn't get too wet in this, but if I do, I will drive very quickly. Alright, I'm in my raft now.
I did not expect that. You're kidding me. This really surprised me. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh no! Alright, that was it. Valley River. Didn't get too drenched. Just a little bit. That was thrilling. And that felt really good too.
So I get a little bit more wet than I remember getting on this the last time that I rode it. I don't know if that's something that they can actually control. I always thought that was Splash Mountain. If it was like summertime, you'd get a little bit more wet than you would when it was winter, but I got pretty drenched, which is fine because I'm going to Expedition Everest to ride that and dry off. Usually you can press this button to drench the rafts, but they aren't working right now. It would be these elephants that would spray the rafts. So I'm back around the other side of Cali River Rapids, heading over to Everest, hopefully doing the single rider line. I got off the ride 5 minutes ago and my clothes are already almost dry. Riding Cali River Rapids and Expedition Everest back to back, a couple of the most themed queues ever, which I won't look at because I'm getting into the single rider line. It's a 35-minute wait right now. All right, that only took about 15 minutes or so to get onto Everest.
Out.
It's kind of cool. I can see the Pueblo Esperanza construction from up here.
You okay, Finn?
Because it's so bright outside.
It's a bit scary though, I thought it was.
The Yeti effect actually really worked, the strobe. Disco Yeti. My phone came out of my pocket again. It's either my pockets are very shallow or my thighs are being very rebellious today. But I'm going over to Dinosaur. I'm going to ride Dinosaur and then do what I actually came here to do, which is to see the Dinosaur replica. I don't have to leave Animal Kingdom to go to work. That's a big pile of dirt. You see that dirt? That's a big pile of dirt. This is the other side of the Boneyard. And people are going up and down the rope bridges now, I think. There are quotes on the construction walls from Indiana Jones and presumably of Encanto 2. As long as this mural is still here and this project is still happening, I have my doubts about the budget for Indiana Jones and transitioning all of this area, but I don't know. This area is so open now. It's actually sort of weird, but I'm going over to the Dino Institute. But real quick, I mentioned earlier that I did not like the Dinoland USA soundtrack, and that's because of what's happening right now, which is that the story is that the Dino Institute interns are broadcasting from the attic of Restaurantosaurus, and I just don't like it. It's such an interruption and just sort of annoying to me. Just they talk for just minutes at a time and just alternate between that and just very pop songs. I don't know, it's very weird and I don't really care for it. But this is why I came to Animal Kingdom today, which was for this. This is Sue the dinosaur. This fossil cast is an exact replica of Sue, the most complete Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton ever found. Named for her discoverer, Sue was found in South Dakota in 1990. Sue is 90% complete, a fossil find of enormous importance to the study of dinosaurs. During her lifetime, in the late Cretaceous period, Sue weighed 7 tons and measured 42 feet in length, making her the largest T-Rex yet discovered. In partnership with the Field Museum of Chicago, which is where I saw the actual Sue skeleton, which is enormous compared to this, I don't know what fraction of a replica this is, but this is so small compared to the real one. All right, my camera's probably about to overheat, so I'm doing Dinosaur, which according to the app is a 20-minute wait, but the extended queue is open, so I don't know. But not fully extended, so that's good. At this point, I just want the AC. I'm just waiting on the announcement of this inevitably closing, which shouldn't be happening until next year, at least. That's the Carnotaurus, and I've made it into the Dinoland Science Guy room before the pre-show. All right, time to go get a dinosaur in the past. I give Animal Kingdom a lot of crap, but this is easily one of my top rides in all of Disney World, probably my top 5.
Time travel commencing in T-minus 10 seconds.
We've got to get in, grab the iguanodon, and get out before that asteroid hits. Let's roll! Computer, what are you tracking?
Styracosaurus.
Not our dino.
Warning, meteor shower in range.
Just little one.
Oleoramus. Hadrosaur. Raptor.
Computer, full stop! Identify!
Carnotaurus.
Definitely not our dino. Go, go, go!
Sauropod.
Computer, what's happening?
Loss of traction.
4-wheel drive, move it! Computer, now what?
Carnotaurus.
That's it! Abort mission!
Iguanodon.
Forget it! Get them out now! Brace yourself! They're not gonna make it! They're not gonna make it!
Mission accomplished.
It's one of the most violent rides I've had on that ride in a long time. But that was fun. My phone came out of my pants again. What's happening with my pants? All right, but I gotta go to work, so there's something that I do want to see in the gift shop here, with the exception of this guy, of course. So since they've announced that Dinosaur is going to be closing, they've had merchandise sort of going in and out of stock, and recently they did get a lot of Dinosaur merchandise. It looks like all of the shirts are gone, but they do have this hat, and then all of this too, which I'm sure these will go at some point. It would have been cool to get a shirt, and who knows, with the ride closing at an indefinite point in the future, maybe they will restock again. But I have to go to work, so I'm heading out of Animal Kingdom back to the parking lot. But I rode Kali River Rapids, Expedition Everest, and Dinosaur all by noon. That is quite an accomplishment, and I'm taking a picture of this to send to the family too, because I think they would think that was really cool. I'm just following Goofy now. All the characters are still in Dinoland. I'm going inside Restaurantosaurus really quickly to get some water because it is unbearably hot today. So I got a water cup, I have to fill it up myself, and this part of Restaurantosaurus hasn't been open the past few times that I've come here. Gonna have to come back to Animal Kingdom to really look through this place more just before it closes, but I got my water and I need to go. So the next time that I come back, this will presumably be behind walls. Maybe, I'd like to think you'll still be able to walk this way from Discovery Island, but who knows? But if not, then I was able to do it one last time before it closes forever. It is so ridiculously hot though. July and August in Florida, man, it gets worse every year, it feels like. Morning trips to Animal Kingdom are the best next to Magic Kingdom, I think, and Animal Kingdom does have the best breakfast, I think, of any of the parks. No one's over here right now. This is usually the most popular photo spot in the park. This has been such an overdue trip though, back to Animal Kingdom. wherever I am, just listening to the waterfall and tempted to just put my head right here because that would feel amazing. Maybe next time I come back, we could be with Brennan and we could do some stuff that we haven't done in a while. I'd like to go to Yak and Yeti, the actual restaurant, and then just ride some stuff like the Safari or Pandora. This mural is very interesting to actually pay attention to. I doubt that that will go away, but these are pretty overdue to change out, right? So thank you for coming with me to Animal Kingdom for the first time in months to walk around the Boneyard and the dig site before those close forever in a couple weeks, to get some breakfast, to ride Cali River Rapids and Expedition Everest and Dinosaur, to see Sue, the T-Rex fossil that I actually got to see the real skeleton of in Chicago at the Field Museum, and now to see it at Animal Kingdom is being the catalyst for why I'm here today, and just to finally go back to the park for the first time in a really long time. I do love Animal Kingdom. I say that it's my least favorite Disney park. That list does move around sort of a lot. Whenever I'm here, I do change my mind about that. Whenever I've actually walked around Animal Kingdom, it's that park that's difficult for me to convince myself to go to, and I have options like Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios and Epcot to go to. But I do love Animal Kingdom. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.